Ah, there you are, you little booger. Hey, what are you guys doing here? I know you're probably thinking, what has this got to do with the title of this video? Well, nothing immediately, but in the end, this has everything to do with it. I'll show you. This is a new test rig that I'm building right now to test cast hollow points. And I shoot them in a tube of water. Now for years I've used a 4-inch pipe, and it's real hard to work with, and I think it makes too much pressure, small diameter. So been thinking about a big one, and this year I'm going to have a big one. But what I'm going to tell you about has everything to do with using this. I'll show you. One of the things about testing BHN of a lead cast is you got to start by filing the side of one of your casts. Use a flat bastard. File it nice and flat and smooth so you can get a dimple on it. And then when you're done, I'll take a old red marking pen and I'll mark the side of it. I hope you can see that. So that when I put a dimple in it, it shows up real good in that pocket scope when you go to measure it. But this part ain't got nothing to do with what I'm going to show you. I'll show you that in just a second. All right, so the next thing you got to do, now that we got our cast file flat on one side, is we come over here to the press where our lead tester is, put it down there, and then we're going to pull this up and try and keep that little plunger smooth with the top for 30 seconds on the clock. And I'm constantly trying to lean against it. It just never stays put, you know, and I'm always getting higher or lower, and so I'm unsatisfied with that. Well, a guy has a YouTube channel named Backyard Inventor, Harry. Now, he sent me something that just changed my life altogether. He sent me this little mold here that's got a flat filed in one of the cavities. And this is used just for taking a sample of the lead you're using. See how that's flat? Pretty cool, huh? And so the neat part about this, I put it in here. I got my die adjusted now, so I just take a full stroke and let this press be cammed over, and it's the plunger smooth on top, and I watch my 30 seconds, pick my nose or whatever I want to do. No more holding that handle midways. So that kind of changed my life as far as BHN testing goes, and I do that a lot. I mean a whole bunch. So with this, I just want to say that this ain't about what I was going to tell you. I'll get to that. All right, so now the next thing we do is we bring our little dimpled cast over here to our pocket microscope that we measure the dimple with. And we have to hold it nice and steady to read those little 2000s incremental lines inside that scope, and that is a booger. Especially if you wear glasses, or if you're kind of shaky, or if one hand moves and the other follows, everything goes haywire. Now this has everything to do with what I want to show you. This has been my old setup. I got this little, some kind of a hobby device where it bends all around, but I got it to hold my scope so I don't get all shaky with it and get frustrated. And then I take a little pocket light like this, lay that in front of it so I get plenty of light up in there. And then I can move this little bullet around and line up those lines and take my measurement. Now this is a pain in the butt, a big pain in the butt. So now I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. You ready for this? All right, this is what this whole thing's been leading up to right here. Brand new little invention made by James. That's loads of bacon to everybody. Now, He saw how I've been measuring this stuff and he dreamed this up just for me, I think. Or I'd like to think that. But it's a holder for our little measuring scope. And it works just like a little microscope stand. It's got a collet right here. You unscrew this, slide your scope in. Of course, you got to take your little clip off. Put your scope in, tighten it up just finger tight, that's all. And then you take your, it's like a shell holder. It's got that V-bottom in it that you put your cast in to do the impression on it, the dimple. And you set it in this little handle right here. And this thing here goes up and down 1/2 inch, so you can adjust it so that it fits. And then you look through it. I just hold that stand like that, and I slide this little handle around till I got my lines all lined up. And by golly, now I don't even have to touch it. I can look through it and decide what the measurement is, and there's no more wiggle, no nothing. Now he prints these things at home. He's got a bunch of printers over there, and he sent me this one to try out, and I'll tell you, I'm just flabbergasted how nice this is. I can't say how much it's going to be. It's going to be damn cheap though, I guarantee you that, for what it does. And this is an awful nice little unit. Now, this little bottom piece here that he sends with it, that's to hold your shell holder like that. And then you just put your cast in there like that, and then you just slide it right underneath the microscope. Pull it up, let it down, align it, take your reading. Now for me, I'm going to leave mine set up like this so I don't have to assemble it every time. So he has another little deal that comes with it. It's this little scope top. And what this will do, put that on there, and then when you put your microscope away, or your measuring scope, the top lens won't fill up with dust, and you won't have to worry about figuring out how to clean it. So there it is. I think this is the best thing that's come down the line since Harry came down the line with that new mold for taking samples of my lead. Now you see why I said out there at the tube where I checked my hollow point, see why I said that has something to do with this? It all starts right here if you're a caster. Knowing what hardness that you're getting for the blends of lead that you're making. And this little deal right here is what makes this job that used to be a chore for me a simple task now. And I'm so much happier because I'm very satisfied with my measurements. I'm not so shaky that I just go, well, I think that's what it is. Every time it moves, it looks like the line was here or there. Now it's just flat out an instrument that I look through, take my measurement, and then smile the rest of the day. James Bacon, thank you so very much for this. And I wish you all the best, because everybody that's got one of these Lee BHN testers, surely you're going to want something like this. This is just awesome. All right. Thanks for watching again, boys. Have a good day out there. Be kind to your neighbors. And for goodness sakes, watch your six. Okay? All right.
Lazy bone, sleeping in the sun. How you expect to get your day's work done?